Oh boy, that pipeline punches. Woo! That is some high quality finery Monster Energy blend. Goes right into your system. Sheesh. Ooh. Okay, so One Piece, chapter 1057, the final curtain, just final curtain. Germa 66's Cold-Blooded Voyage, Volume 16, Caesar's Poison Gas Attack. And there he is, Caesar the Clown. What a straight legend. When I go back and reread WANO to get like my final full opinion on it, I'm definitely gonna like think harder about the cover stories that were in it, like the beige one, or beige Capone beige. I don't know how you're supposed to say his name properly. His cover story and this one, I'll be thinking harder about them because I only get to see one single picture of it every single week, and then I only remember what actually happens inside of the chapter most of the time. Forest near Tokage Port, Udon. What? You're not heading out to sea, Yamato? Nope, I'm staying. I've already spoken to Luffy and the others about it. Are you really content with this, Yamato? Aren't I welcome here? You are. We are just confused. A moment ago you said you had made up your mind. Oh, that? Well, Odin started his journey with a tour of Wano, right? I realize there's so much out there that I don't understand, but I'm sure that I'll find my way if I follow in his footsteps, and I'm bound to make it out to sea sooner or later. Unbelievable. You were able to tell them all about this? About all of this? So Yamato is staying. That was the spoiler. That was the big spoiler. In the first goddamn page of the chapter. That was the big spoiler that everyone was losing their mind about. Well, that is a big relief, because that means that there is still plenty of good stuff to squeeze out of these pages. I thought the whole chapter was going to be like a build-up to it. Nope. I was capping. That does it. They must have intentionally snubbed me. Why bid farewell to everyone but us? Your name, your father, was a fool of a lord. Identify yourself. I'm Luffy. So what if you're a warrior? I'm gonna be king of the pirates one day, so there. Bah, oh yeah? Well, one day I will be anointed Shogun of Wano, so take that, you half-wit. And he wasn't capping, dude. Momonosuke was not capping. Big talk for an eel. He's a freaking dragon, bro, not an eel. You're nothing but an ignorant ape. What are you, Momo? Just some figurehead? Are you just gonna stand there and cry? I wanna beat Kaido, and he's just crying. Alright then, let's team up, it's an alliance. They're just giving me good flashbacks. Luffy, that's the spirit, Momo. You may be a cowardly, jumped up, taut-knotted brat, but you're right. Find a way to survive, we'll have your back. Don't forget, we're pals! Man. I'm definitely gonna reread Wano soon on stream, just like straight from the start all the way through, because it was a good arc for sure. It was pretty fire. I'll ask you one more time, boy. What is your name? Kozuki Momonosuke. I remember that in the anime. That part was really dope. The man who will be Shogun of Wano. Go, you can fly, right? Stop Onigashima in his tracks. I will definitely beat Kaido. Ho, ho. We may not have always gotten along, but we still came a long way together. Is he really that heartless? I was wrong about you, Luffy, you fiend! He is mistaking being free for free to be rude. Am I wrong, Kinemon? Not at all. By the way, Momonosuke-sama, is there a reason why we aren't flying? Quiet! Momonosuke-sama, you are undisputed. You are the undisputed Shogun of Wano now. Depending on Luffy Dono's words, I may have no choice but cleave him apart for this slight. Exactly, that is the way of the samurai. I thought we were pals, Luffy. I think you're blowing this out of proportion. He humiliated us. Overlooking this without giving him a few blows and bites is out of the question. Tokage Port, Udon. Remember, you guys, the next time we meet, it'll be as enemies. Don't whine to me if we're shooting to kill. Luffy's just like, gotcha. Like, sure, law, sure. And Chopper's just like, see you later. They're so goofy, the Worst Generations dynamic, where they're like buddies after beating Kaido, but they still want to act tough, like tough pirate dudes. Hey, oh! And Luffy's ready to take off. I can't believe that they're back on the boat, dude. The best chapters of One Piece and the best episodes are undisputably when they are chilling on the boat. Those are the best ones. An episode where they're just on the boat going to the next island is always a treat. You monsters! Hoof, hoof. Hey, we've come to see you off! Momonosuke, Kinemon, Yamato-chan! Luffy, what? Got you! Luffy, oh! Luffy, you dastard! What is the meaning of this outrage? How can you abandon the two comrades you have known the longest without a word? You have angered the Shogun. What do you have to say for yourself? What's the big deal? We're meeting now, aren't we? That is epic. Luffy, this is an edict from the Shogun. Please don't leave! Oh man, that is funny. I want to be with you forever. I mean, Momonosuke was with them for so long, for like, ever since Punk Hazard, he's been chilling with them. I only managed to survive because you were there. You're the reason I can laugh again. Thank you so much for avenging my father and my mother. You see, I can't even express myself properly now. I'm scared of what happens next. Please don't go. And the Zoro's laughing. He's just like, that's quite the pitiful sight. Cut him a break, he's a little kid on the inside. After Nami clocked him in the freaking head in like 2 chapters ago when he was like gonna go hug her. She was like, you creep! Punched the crap out of him. Usopp! Yep, it's ready! We've been waiting here all this time because I wanted to give you this. Even if you're a bit bigger now, I know what you're like on the inside. You can't play the tough Shogun with me, Momo. You're small, weak dummy. But I think of you like a little brother. It's a flag. When times are tough, look at it and remember your seafaring adventures. Hang it up somewhere in Wano. If any major bad news comes knocking, just point them to it. It'll let them know that you're screwing with our friends. It's the same as screwing with us. Does that mean I am one of you? Oh man, dude, that is so epic. Having Wano as Luffy's territory. Sheesh! What a legend! That is so dope. If any of you ever want to be pirates, I'll come for you right away. Just remember, I won't have any weaklings on board. Take care of them, Yamato. Yeah, let's go. Keep it together, Shogun. Good luck, Momonosuke. Kinemon, yeah? Mark my words, someday I will surpass Kozuki Oden. I will be by your side when you do. You talking about me? No! Yamato is such a legend. Alrighty, let's set course for Hakumai. The main port is there. I was told there's a lift that can lower ships down. Whew! I thought since we scaled a waterfall to get here, we'd have to fall down it to leave. Me too, thank goodness. Ah, yeah, that makes sense. You guys would use the main port. It's the safe and sound way after all. Perfect for you wusses. Safe and sound? And then Luffy's just like, oh, I don't know about that one. I want to go to the freaking dangerous route. No, Luffy. Being safe is good. Don't let him get to you. Hang on, Captain. What's with that face? We all think the main port is better. Jinbei, give me the helm. Luffy, don't! This is amazing. Stop it! Take this! No, we're all gonna die! The might of the outlaws recruited by Lord Momonosuke and Kinemon made them akin to real-life wisdom kings. Their power descended like a wrath wrathful tsunami, obliterating all in its path. Even Kaido, the Dragon King, and the yokai possessed giant Orion failed to withstand their assault. The heavens themselves were torn as painful shrieks reverberated through the air. During that chaos, Prince Hiyori was accosted by Orochi, the snake that seemingly perished in the flames, in a desperate last-ditch attempt for his spiteful vengeance. His gambit was thwarted by a single slash, and who owns the blade that separated Orochi from his final cursed head? Why, none other than Kozuki Oden's second disciple, Denjiro. With his last one detached and burning, the twisted Kurozomi was at long last brought to his knees. And then a flash of lighting marked the fall of Onigashima, and with it the fall of the Dragon King Kaido. The sun had finally pierced the dark clouds that were suffocating Wano. For 20 long years the skies were cleared. Sounds from the ignorant masses celebrating the fire festival in the capital crept into their ears. Ba-dum! Then, suddenly defying all reason, the burning remains of Orochi spoke. The Kurozomi family's grudge shall continue to curse this rotten land generation after generation for all eternity. But Princess Hiyori refused to flinch or shudder. She held her gaze. The country's 20 years worth of torturous memories fueled her heart. "Stand back, it's too dangerous, Hiyori-sama," cried the samurai Denjiro, but she shook off her head. Our beloved Princess Hiyori did not yield even one step. Staring into Orochi's devilish face, she delivered a damning epithet. Her fan held aloft, the Kozuki crest proudly dancing on its edge. No longer having to bite her tongue, like she did the last 20 years, she cried out, "Father, mother, brother in our homeland, hear this? Woo! This is the moment I've been waiting for! Now everyone, all together now! Kurozomi means charcoal! They were born to burn! That was spicy! Born to boil! Born to burn! The piece is so epic! That was wicked. And now time slides ahead to the day after the festival, where funds and weapons can finally rest. A shocking truth is revealed at the port where the reverse crescent moons met. The denouncement of this violent saga is a joyous reunion. The blood spilt in order to revive this clan will never be forgiven. A record of their sacrifices will always be carried by the wind. This part of the Rakugo is a reference to a novel, Shinsengumi Blood Wind Record. That concludes today's tale on our nation's renowned samurai. That is such an epic spread right there with the boys, and how they mercilessly return to us. Momonosuke-sama, Shogun-sama. With that, I think a well-earned break is in order. Now, where shall we place this flag? Till we meet again, farewell. Final curtain! Inherited will never fades. I don't think that, they typed that the best they could, but wow, that is the end of Wano. That is the final curtain. The final act is done. That is crazy. I love that they still put it in the Kabuki style. That is so awesome. And then I'm assuming all this is just extra stuff. Oh, this is the Uta chapter. I think that I already read this. Then just some fan art. It wasn't even a chapter, it was just one page of Uta. And there's Yamato. Wow, that was a fine chapter. I'll tell you what, that was a fine chapter for it being the end of Wano. That was epic. There were so many epic parts in it. I really like this. Nekamamushi and Yamato. Yep, all the lads in Shinobu is here. Looking fire. Oda really knew what he was doing. He had to level her up a little bit. And I love that. Where shall we place this flag? And then the curtains close. I guess that's why the chapter was called Final Curtain. That makes a lot of sense. I gotta give that a straight 9.25 score for a final chapter of an arc. It was pretty fire, for sure. Definitely was a very enjoyable chapter to read. And now that WANO, I can't even think of this. Monster Energy's got me so fired up. Now that WANO has concluded, I will sometime soon, I'll be reading from chapter 1 of WANO 909. Yeah, 909. I'll start reading it straight from there, right from the start, all the way up to this chapter. It probably should get updated on the wiki that this is the last chapter of the arc, because that curtain close pretty much just signified it right there that WANO is done. It is over. Oh, this is a filler arc. That was the filler arc before WANO. Yeah, it just loops infinitely. It sends you to the Utah arc, and then the next arc is WANO, and it just goes back and forth in a big loop. But yeah, definitely in the manga, it was pretty fire. But I read it weekly for pretty much the entire duration of the arc. Yeah, I did, actually, longer than that. So the weekly grind throughout it was pretty epic. It was pretty good. There was definitely a lot of things in the community status that happened, like lots of big events that they did for One Piece. The chapter 1000 being released, the hype up video for that, and episode 1000, and roof piece memes, and all sorts of epic stuff. They did the global poll where Zoro came in first place. That was awesome. Should be pretty hype going through it again and seeing what it's like reading the arc in the Tonkabon style, because having to wait weekly is a completely different reading experience than just sitting down and blasting through it and just seeing all the epicness unfold at your own pace, rather than having to wait and then just get a small smidge of the story every single week. So I definitely think this one's gonna be up there on the enjoyment scale as far as all of them, and being able to just sit down and read the arc by itself on its own for just its story and go from the start all the way through. I think it's gonna rank pretty high on that status, because it has a lot of great art in it. But I thought that WANO told a pretty solid story. Definitely is epic in the anime. I can't wait for the anime to make it even further into the WANO arc. There's so much peak left that they still have to animate. They're probably animating it right now. They're probably so far ahead that they're like, oh yeah, this part's gonna be really, really peak. We need to get started on it now, because it's gonna take a while. Just crazy how good the anime looks now. Mind blowing. But yep, I'm gonna end the stream off here. This has been Chisamasu. I appreciate you guys coming out. Until the next time, I will see you later. Ja, matane. Bye bye. Peace. One Piece.